Hi, I'm Angie from Mindfulness UK, and I've been asked to do a bit of a taster for what we'll be doing on Saturday, June the 12th. So I'm just going to show you some very simple movements that we're going to be doing just to give you a sense of what the session's going to be like. So I have got a mat, but you absolutely don't need to have one. I just happen to have one in this space for my movement. I'm wearing comfortable, loose clothing. There's nothing here that I don't feel that I can move and expand my body in some way. So something that you feel really comfortable and warm in, and perhaps you can remove a layer easily because you do warm up quite significantly. We're not going to be doing vigorous movements, but your energy does change when you move, and you can become quite warm quite quickly. So thinking about posture, I'm just going to stand with my feet a little bit further apart than I would do usually in usual everyday life. And that gives me a real sense of grounding and stability. So I'm really feeling connected to this mat underneath me, feeling supported. So the other thing that I do is I like to sense into the outside of my feet. So really feeling my little toe and as well as my big toe, kind of as if your feet had corners, which I know they don't, but that sense of feeling my big toe, my little toe, and the outside of my feet just changes that sensation and really helps me connect in a different way with the ground underneath me. So I've got a softness through my knees, and then I'm just expanding up through the body with a upright spine as much as possible, my shoulders back and down, and just thinking about where's comfortable for my head to be. So I'm rushing around a lot of the time. My head's kind of forward in life. So when I'm getting ready for movement, I like to just have a little play with my head and think, where is that? Is it, as if it was as if my pelvis were a basketball net and my head were to drop in it. I want it to drop and be caught in the centre. So there's a real sense of lengthening through the spine and the neck and having a lovely upright posture, if that feels comfortable for you. You can do these practices sitting. I'm going to do them standing, but you're welcome to adapt this for a seated movement. It'll work really well. So all I'm going to be doing is sensing into the body, starting off. So you can close your eyes or keep them open, or just soften your gaze. Notice any external sounds. And then an opportunity, an invitation to turn inwards. Notice any internal sounds. What's going on for you in your body, your heart and your mind? Perhaps you've had a busy time before watching this clip. So see if you can bring your attention into this moment with the breath. Notice how your body's breathing. No need to change it, just the natural breath. What's it like just to take a moment to stop and pause, take some time for yourself. Notice the connection with your feet and the ground beneath you. Knowing that the ground, even if you're upstairs, wherever you are, there's foundations to the building dug deep into the ground. So you really are stable and supported. See if you can get a sense of that and notice how that feels for you. And then opening your eyes You can keep your gaze soft, but just let in some light. We're going to start doing our first movement. So this is as though you were hugging a giant beach ball. So you bring your arms up and round as though you've caught a giant beach ball. And you're just holding it in front of you. So if I turn to the side, you can see what I'm doing. I'm just gently dropping my shoulders forward as though I was holding a beach ball. And then allow your arms to float down to the side. And then repeat that movement. So just dropping the shoulders forward, the head comes forward a little bit, and then coming back to upright. And this might be a tiny movement. You can choose how big that ball is. Maybe for you it's just a little movement like that, coming together. Or perhaps you want to make that movement really expansive. Just move with the rhythm of your breath, however it comes for you. And that might be quite fast because you haven't slowed down yet. It might be really slow. Just don't hold your breath. Just moving with that natural rhythm. And then come to standing and just notice how your shoulders and arms feel with that little bit of movement. And then we're just going to move the right side. Some gentle shoulder rolls. And you might find as you move that other parts of your body start moving and softening, and that's okay. You don't have to do what I'm doing, just moving my shoulders forward and back, and then opening up my elbow and exploring the space in front of me, behind me. But I'm really taking care. I'm not moving beyond my limitations, and I'm not expecting you to. So changing that arm to a bigger arm and just exploring that space to the side, moving with the breath. Maybe looking behind you. What happens when that arm leads the movement? Perhaps you want to go down to the floor. You're really taking care of yourself. And then bring that to standing, stillness, sensing in with that grounding again and the breath. And notice the difference between the left side and the right side. Notice what's happening in your heart and your mind and your body. And an invitation to start to move the left side. You might want to repeat the movement if you can remember it, but just moving your shoulders backwards and forwards, really taking care of yourself, that gentle curiosity. Starting to move the elbow into the space in front and around and behind, taking care, moving within your own limitations. Starting to expand that movement into in front of you, behind you. And again, that movement might be tiny. And it doesn't have to be big, but it can be as expansive as you want it to be. So coming to stillness, noticing the difference between the sides. And then an opportunity just to do a reach upwards, just as high as is comfortable for you. And then allowing the arms to float down to your side. And repeating that movement. Using the breath. Lovely. I've noticed that my neck is a little stiff, so I'm just going to drop it down to the side very gently and round and up. I'm not taking my head backwards, just dropping it forward, just releasing some of the tension that I was feeling in my neck, and an opportunity, and you might want to join me, just to give yourself a little rub if you notice that you've got any stiffness anywhere. So I do hope that you join us on Saturday. We're going to be doing some movements like this and exploring our bodies more on a deeper level, and opportunity to do some practices with Karen and Steph afterwards as well. So hope you've enjoyed it, and hope to see you soon.